What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. Today is August 12th, 2018, and this is episode number 67. Tonight's show is a free-for-all, and I'm joined by SaltySam, MiddleAgedStream, and MrFortyTwo. SaltySam, been a minute. How are you, sir?
Tired.
Tired?
I'm just tired overall.
That dad life.
Fucking home dad. Deconstruct and reconstruct my entire life.
MiddleAgedStream, what's crack-a-lackin'?
What's crack-a-lackin', player?
No, it's good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Always good to see you guys.
42, coming in hot from Firewatch, walkie-talkie style. What's good?
Hello. This is 42 reporting in. Crocs and Hot Pocket podcast.
Yo, how's it looking out there, 42?
It's a war zone. We're out here fighting audio problems. It's crazy.
Oh my God. Oh man. All right. During the show, if you guys would like to ask a question to be answered during the question and answer near the end of the podcast, you can use the exclamation point question command in chat. If we're not live and you'd like to ask a question or submit any kind of feedback at all, feel free to shoot us an email at crocs@knackers.com. And lastly, if you enjoy the podcast and you would like to support the show without spending a dime, please consider leaving a review for the podcast on iTunes. And before we get started, I wanted to give a huge shout out to the artist that has done the loyalty sub badges for this channel. She did a really fucking good job, and I thought I would just do a little bit extra and shout her out on the channel. So her name is Activate Angel, and I'm gonna post her contact information in chat. It would also be available on the podcast show notes, both on YouTube and on iTunes. So if you guys are looking for any sort of artwork for the channel, whether it's emotes or loyalty sub badges, click on her link, save her information. She charged $25 for 4 sub badges. She did a really good job, and I love them. So first and foremost, we're going to go around the room, introduce you guys to everybody, let you know who they are and where you can find them online. So SaltySam, sir, we will start with you.
Hi guys, my name is SaltySam. You can find me on Twitch at SaltySam, Twitter at TheSaltySam, and Instagram Salty all day.
Hello, you handsome motherfuckers. My name is Jimmy, aka MiddleAgedStream. You can find me on Twitch and Instagram at MiddleAgedStream, MiddleAgedStream on Twitter, and Jimbles Slice on FarmersOnly.com.
I am MrFortyTwo. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitch at MrFortyTwo, and also on Twitter at MrFortyTwoTV. Did you hear that?
Oh my God.
Did that come through okay?
It's so bad, dude. It's so bad.
This mixer's so dead.
I like your Cuphead shirt.
Yeah.
It is ballin'.
Did you beat that game?
I haven't beat it yet, but I want to.
I did.
I can't believe you fucking did, Jimbo. I really can't.
I got the Twitch highlights to prove it.
My name is Knackers. You guys can find me on this very Twitch channel, or you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Knackers with 3 A's. And I hadn't actually announced this on the show yet, but there is finally official Crocs and Hot Pockets merch on the Design by Human store. So if you guys are looking for an extra way to support, or if you just want a dope shirt that has both Crocs and ham and cheese Hot Pockets on it, that is available for you. A link will be in the show notes, and a link will also be in chat. So what the fuck are we drinking tonight, boys?
Well, seeing as I haven't really left my home other than to work and or buy shit to fix the house, still drinking I did get us another case of Bud Lights.
Oh,
but
man.
Part of my moving strategy was to drink everything that was in the other house. So
Oh, okay.
I drank everything that was in the other house. In fact, one night while painting trim over here before we moved in, I got shit-faced drinking other stuff from the other house.
How many of those beers were consumed in this crawl space?
None.
None.
Fuck that crawl space. Fuck that whole house. I hate that house.
That was old house crawl space, not new house.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this house needs just as much work. I'm just fuck that.
Is it uncommon to have basements in your area?
No, I mean we're really close to the water, so basements leak a lot.
Okay.
So, I mean, crawl spaces are fairly normal for anything built in the 80s because they would just build foundations and just modular home.
Got it.
So, it's all good. We'll get to that.
Tonight I am drinking a Shiner Oktoberfest, a Shiner seasonal Märzen style beer. It's okay. I'd give it a meh out of 10, but it's cold and it's beer, so I'm okay. I've been refilling this bottle of Knacker's favorite water, the Dasani brand, and I've been slamming. I probably had about, I don't know, 7 or 8 bottles of water today. I'm just trying to hydrate as much as possible.
Is it hot?
Well, it's hot, and then I start. I was going to talk about it in a second, but yeah, I got football practice. A lot of football practice starts this week. Like it's all the teams, freshman, JV, varsity, 2-a-days. It's the long days, so I gotta be really hydrated so I don't die out there.
Super gross.
Yeah.
I've got local again, Alley Cat Brewery up in Edmonton, Alberta. It's a gold, delicious Canadian dollars.
Jimmy just reminded me that Oktoberfest season is slowly encroaching on us, and I'm actually super excited because I love Oktoberfest beers.
Do you guys have big festivals in the area for that?
This is like the same size festival that we have in our hometown for like picking whiskey and stuff like that.
Okay, well that's cool. That's cool. We
You
have
go up northern Michigan to the UP during that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Them fucking people go ape shit over anything German.
Yep.
we have a big Oktoberfest style festival here, but it's actually like technically at the end because it's in November, so it's already after Oktoberfest is over. But it's better anyway because it's a lot cooler. So yeah.
Okay. I myself am drinking some red wine. It's the same giant glass jug that I've had for the past 2 weeks. I mean, we buy one and it lasts us at probably anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. So it's actually almost gone because we had a party night stream and we had another day. I think we were drinking while we were playing No Man's Sky. And this podcast is not sponsored by Dasani water, nor do we endorse the drinking of Dasani water. So you like consciously went to the grocery store and bought Dasani water?
No, this is actually, this is from my faucet because we have like a filter, you know.
Oh,
I just keep refilling the water bottle. I didn't buy this. This was like a McDonald's bottled water. Yeah, you can see the little golden arches on the side.
So you're choosing to poison yourself twice over. One, by using Dasani plastic, and then two, by refilling a plastic bottle.
Well, I didn't buy it. It was my wife, and I was like, I'm not going to let it go to waste.
Divorce her and kick her out now. All right. So getting into what have we been up to lately?
I have been gone. We discovered tonight I've been gone since the 1st of July, was the last podcast I was on. In that month, I bought a house, I sold a house, and I moved everything over here. I had to redo the entire crawl space at the other house and replace the main electrical panel for the entire house, which was a clusterfuck. Please, for the love of God, people, do your research when hiring contractors.
Yeah.
Because
oh, yeah.
I hired this fucking guy who was a local dude, lived right down the street, been doing the shit forever, blah, blah, blah. Fucking moron. So he was there for 10 and a half hours on the day. It should have been a 3 or 4 hour job. You rip the old panel out, you put the new panel in, you terminate all the breakers. There's nothing to it. You might have to cut the hole out a little bigger for a newer panel or something like that, but literally unscrew, rip out, screw new one, screw all the fucking wires back in, you're done. And then replace the box that the feed from the electrical company comes in with the meter on it. Because apparently when you do a service panel, that's the law. You have to replace the fucking meter box. So this guy, in the time it took him to take the front panel off of the old service panel, and replace the outdoor box. Me and my stepdad ended up pulling the old service panel, putting the new one in, including cutting the drywall out and fucking doing all that, and then wired the entire fucking thing.
Jesus Christ.
Because I had to go to work that night. Like, I was thinking this guy's going to show up at 8 a.m., knock this out, I'm going to take a nap and go to work. I went into work 2 hours late that night because we ended up doing all the work.
Jesus.
So, that was a clusterfuck. Also, don't ever build a big garage. Because there was so much shit that was unaccounted for in my possession until I went to move. And now, like, as far as the garage at the old house plus the square footage of the old house equals the garage at the new house plus the square footage of the new house. But instead of having a 1,500 square foot garage, I've got a 2,000 square foot house in a 500 square foot garage. So everything in that 1,500 square foot garage is crammed to the fucking ceilings in my current 550 square foot garage.
No room for cars then, I assume.
No. In fact, I damn near, like, wrecked that Firebird into a ditch, towing it to my house.
What?
Yeah, one of the straps on the fucking dolly trailer came loose.
Oh.
And the entire, because my new driveway, when you first pull onto it, it's like super steep and then it evens out. As soon as that Firebird's weight like came over the crest of that hill, the entire car shifted forward and the driver's side front tire went over and out of the fucking dolly.
Oof.
So I just dragged that big piece of shit up the hill.
Oh my God.
It took us 2 hours to fucking get it off of that trailer.
Jesus Christ.
So it's been quite the adventure. Moving the playset, that was fun. We actually just got that installed again yesterday, and then like I said, the first week was floors. Second week I've been crawling around in the attic here, sweating my ass off. It's like been not in the mid 90s all week, the last week. So
Surprised you still have a beard.
I need it. It's like half a dust mask and half a sweat catcher, because it's just like there's no fighting it. Like, you legitimately, you go up for 3 seconds just to like wiggle the fish tape around to be able to pull a cord, and you come out of there and I was just dripping sweat on the floor. It was fucking gross.
I have to say though, you wearing a beard, it just, I don't know. It's whenever you shave and I see you without a beard, it always throws me. Like it's hard for me to imagine you without a beard. You know?
If I didn't have a beard, I'd have to cut all my hair off. Like, maybe not knackers cut all my hair off, but I'd have to cut it down to like a 2.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
I have a big ass fucking head, dude.
No, you don't.
I do.
What?
Yeah. I have to wear my fucking fitted caps are like 7 3/4 or 7 5/8.
I think does your Rocket League hat fit you?
Yes, but it's not
mine does
necessarily
not.
tight. It just fits.
Mine is tight to the point of a headache tight.
Oh wow.
I got a big ass head, bro.
But, so, I've been running all this shit. The closet behind me is the new server cabinet. Server rack is installed on the wall. Most of the wiring is done. I've got a couple more left, and then once they're done, and I fix this fucking internet issue where every time it rains, my internet goes to shit. All that'll be finished, and I can actually focus on making the house look good, because I pretty much just moved the family in. Living room downstairs is kind of set up. Bedroom is kind of set up. And then I put everything to the side and said, fuck it all, so that I could get back here.
You know, I have to say, it looks like you just flipped your camera horizontally. It doesn't really look like you're in a new office to me. It's like the shelf is there, but like the guitars are there's still a door behind you. There's still guitars behind you. I see Pampers.
You got the Pampers for the kid and the overnight diapers for Salty. We're good.
That's right.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, your setup looks sick. I love it.
It's so much better. I have 2 gigantic windows on this side, and then there's a third window down behind the stack of banana boxes that are behind me full of shit. And then the porch, the upstairs porch of the house is right here. So it's like I can walk out this door, and the door to go outside's right there. And it's fucking great. I mean,
that's awesome.
All the bedrooms and the full baths are upstairs. The laundry's upstairs. And then downstairs is all living space. So it's 2 living rooms, a dining room, a kitchen, and a half bath.
You're downstairs.
I'm upstairs.
Oh, you're up. Oh, the door to the deck.
Yeah.
When you said door to the deck, I assumed first floor, but I forgot you got that big ass awesome deck on your second floor, dude. Oh,
And we haven't even used it at all yet. We don't have, like, we moved from that tiny little 1,000 square foot house. So, like, all of our furniture stacked together wouldn't fill half of this house. So it's just a shitload of empty space and echoes at this point because we replaced all the carpet with fucking laminate.
Oh, okay.
So
You have to do a show out there.
Well, and that's what fucking Van said immediately after he saw where I wanted to put my computer. He's like, "Oh man, IRL stream coming soon."
Pissing off the deck.
The night I said that about pissing off my deck on Twitter, that's the night I got shit-face hammered when I was there. So, but it's all good. I mean, I've been working a lot. I haven't taken a day off of work yet. So it's been a lot, but it's calming down. At least now I'm doing shit that I want to do instead of doing shit that I have to do. So there is a massive difference because luckily we bought this house so fast and we sold our house. It was on the market for 4 days when we got the offer on it. And I mean, you can go back July 1st being the last podcast I was on. We were just starting to pack our house up. So in a month, we bought a house, sold a house, moved in, set everything up.
That's nuts.
Yeah, but it's awesome. The fucking property's awesome. It's nothing but woods. We're backed right up to where Vans lives. Their property backs right up to ours. So I'm on 6 1/4. They're on almost 5. So it's almost 11.5 acres of fuck you.
I can't wait to see it, man.
And the internet connection box, even though I fucking hate my ISP because it's the shittiest thing on planet Earth. Only people from like New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, I think, have them. It's called Atlantic Broadband. The fucking termination box for my house is at the end of my driveway right next to the house. So it's not 40 feet away from my house, even though I'm 1,000 feet off the road.
Wow.
So if I ever have issues, it's great because, like, God help me, if they ever provide fiber to this area, instead of having to pay like $6,000 to have them run it down my driveway, I'm only going to have to pay for like a 30-foot run to the corner of the house.
Oh, sweet. Well, that's a plus right there.
Yeah. So pray for fiber. Hashtag. That's it. I'm, hopefully all my issues will be fixed. I plan on being probably more active than ever on Twitch coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. That's what I like to hear.
I just bought like a ton of shit for this house.
Good.
I made a decent amount of money off of my last house because of the fact that I paid cash to build that garage, and so I'm putting a lot of it towards the down payment on this house, but I'm also splurging. By the time this is all said and done, this office, the network, the server rack, all these, like, I bought quad shielded coax cable. I bought quad shielded Cat 6. It's all fucking like the highest end compression fittings I could get.
Awesome.
I bought all the tools to do it because fuck paying these stupid assholes from the ISP to do it.
Oh yeah, no thank you. And those are just good tools to have in general.
So it'll probably be close to $1,000 I've spent on this office and the network in the house.
Sweet. You'll never have to touch it again after Yeah, because there's no reason for you to upgrade to like Cat 7 10 years from now. You're not going to be transferring 10 terabyte files from room to room. So
I'm not going to be starting a massive media company anytime soon,
Right.
where I have to editor bays and shit. My internet blows ass anyways.
right. You can.
This house's internet at its best is the best internet I've ever had in my life, and it's probably 101 down, 5.5 up.
Kills me inside.
And it's the best I've ever had.
Oh man. All right. So that's it for you.
That's it for me. Been
Dope.
busy.
I non-gaming. I've been started football practice last week with the 9th graders, and then it was like the camp for like the junior high kids. This week starts the full-on 2-day practices, so all the players are coming back. It's gonna be some long days over the next couple of weeks.
God
and
damn.
then 2 weeks from now, then school starts. So life's about to get real busy for myself. But once I kind of, in a way, even though it sucks that, all these other teacher stuff, like my wife, she still has one more week of vacation because the teachers go back for like in-service next week.
Okay.
It is nice. Like everyone's back. By the time they go back to work, I'm already in the groove of working again. So I'm kind of like, ready to go. But that's really it for the non-gaming. I went to a local brewery with a friend of mine recently, last weekend. I guess it was Friday. And that was kind of interesting, too, because I kind of revealed he was talking about his kids playing video games and how he doesn't get Fortnite. And he started talking about, what is this Twitch thing? And I was like, well, do you want me to show you? And so just blew his mind. And,
Don't you love doing that though?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
introducing somebody to Twitch.
Yeah, and it was kind of interesting. And he's like, how long have you been doing this? I was like, 3.5 years. But it was cool. We had a good time. It was nice to kind of like share my secret, you know what I mean? So because I don't advertise that to anybody. So
Right.
at work. And then gaming wise, I've been playing No Man's Sky. I think I logged I played, I don't want to say like today, I think I probably played like 6 hours, man. Just freaking
Whoa.
Yeah, I was playing all afternoon. Well, my wife and son weren't here, so I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna sit around and play No Man's Sky. I finally started building a base, which was really cool. It's just like a big wood base, but whatever.
Got wood.
And then what else? No Man's Sky. I've been playing. Oh, I bought Madden for PC because I love football, and I'm gonna be starting an online league. I know you guys probably aren't into Madden, but there's a few other people I know that are into it, and they have it for PC. So I played a couple games, and it's been a lot of fun. It's cool. I'm glad they brought it back to PC because it hasn't been on PC for like 10 years. So.
I didn't even know if it was ever on PC.
It was, but it's been like a decade. So, so I played that, and then my usual retro classics: Double Dragon, Final Fight, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past on Super Nintendo, and Ninja Gaiden. Oh my god, that game is.
I saw you struggling,
dude. I made it to the 4th level. Like I didn't use any save states, because I'm emulating it. I didn't use any save states or anything, but there was this one jump on like the 3rd level that I probably died like 100 times trying to get past that part, and I was so salty at the end of it. But it's fun, man. It's fun. It's always fun to go back and play those classic games. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. But that's pretty much it for me.
I totally was going to ask you a question. I don't know if it was about work or no. Okay, it wasn't a question. I went to the gas station. This is something that I never expected to happen. I went to the gas station wearing a Bozo shirt, and the lady working the counter goes, "Oh my god, where did you get that shirt?" And I was like, well, actually, I stream on Twitch. And so I was like, long story, I was like, have you ever heard of Twitch? She's like, no. I'm like, do you like video games? She said, yeah. And I explained Twitch, and I was like, this is basically the logo for my brand that, you know, I stream under. And she wanted the link because she wanted to go and buy a shirt. Never in a million years did I think anybody would want a fucking shirt with Bozo's face on it. Maybe on Twitch, you know, people have obviously bought some Bozo shirts, but like never in public would I ever think that would be a shirt somebody would look at and go, "Whoa, I want that." But it's the cute version. It's the cute artwork version of him, and not his. I'm sure if anybody saw like Bozo in real life, and the non-cute version, they'd be like, "Well, you know what? No, you can have that shirt on." Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
I had it muted before and I unmuted.
Stop talking! Stop talking! Holy shit! Oh my God! Oh my God! Jesus Lord!
This is what happens when you tell him that he's too gainy.
I didn't touch anything.
Oh my God!
I touched 0 things.
Okay.
Salty, that's what I was saying in the channel. Don't talk into the mic. Talk like this, like you're facing away from it. That's what I was trying to mention.
Oh my God. You might actually, this might be the one podcast you might have to either come with some type of warning or do some type of post-processing editing, or you're going to blow some eardrums out.
I'm gonna fucking leave it. I'm not even gonna touch it.
I didn't touch anything on my entire setup.
Oh my God! It was my fault. It was my fault. Is the TeamSpeak sound just like the sound of you scraping your fingernails against the back of the mic? Oh my God! Yo, sorry about that, chat. You're welcome. Oh my God. That was hilarious.
I'm just gonna move. The mic is now like a foot in front of me.
Okay. All right.
And facing the wrong way, by the way.
You can face it the right way because I got your volume down now. Oh boy. Wow. That hot cum everywhere. Oh God. All right.
It never ceases to amaze.
It's so funny. 42.
So pretty much my last couple weeks, I haven't been on the podcast in a little. Well, actually, I guess it was whenever we last had ours, but it's been a bit anyway. But pretty much just been work. Work's been going absolutely crazy. Pretty much everybody's been on vacation at my work, so we've been kind of just nonstop being down a man or two, and been making work pretty insane. But other than that, went on family vacation last week, so we went out to British Columbia and up in Canada here, and went to the lake, and pretty much just spent the entire week drinking, going boating, laying on the beach.
What boating?
Boating?
Oh, I thought you said bum boating. I was like, you boating bums? What is bum boating?
Bum boating. Yeah, it's a new Canadian sport. Hadn't heard of it. Yeah, and then just golfing. Did shit ton of golfing out there. Golfing out in BC is so unforgiving because it's just like hills everywhere. So there's one course we went to, and one of the holes you hit off of, the tee box is like up and then up again a different direction. So it's absolutely terrible. It's very demoralizing when it comes to your golf scores. Makes you feel like you're a really shit player, but
well, like, were they all like high pars too?
No,
just...
I mean, that's the thing. That's what it's one of those courses where they're just like, we know our course is hard, but we told you that beforehand. So finish this hole in 4 shots, please, and thank you.
I don't think I can ever go back to playing golf again. I'm too angry.
Yeah, it's and the courses are so hilly that you would they don't even allow you to walk them. Like, you have to buy a cart because otherwise it'll take you too long to finish. And because it was like 32 degrees Celsius out when we were there, which I think is like 89 or something Fahrenheit, it was brutal. It was insanely hot.
Fucking Iron Man golf course.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's nice and cheap. The days that we go out there and play, they always have like a really good deal on, so it's super cheap. You guys heard bum boating? I don't know if maybe I did say bum boating.
I think you said bum boating.
I might have just been mumbling, trying to say the word boating, and I said bum boating. Yeah, other than that, yeah, just been work, vacation. The house is still standing. Okay, so you want to hear a funny little quick story? And I can't figure this out. Maybe somebody can help me with this. My friend Kalnohe, who's a gaming friend of mine, I told him to watch over my house while I was gone. And the other day I went to go grab ice cubes out of my ice cube trays, and every single one of my ice cube trays were empty. I have 4 of them. I have 4 ice cube trays in my fridge, and all of them were empty. And I'm trying, like, I'm blaming him. I think he did it as a prank while he was watching my house. He refuses to admit that. But it's been like a mystery that I'm like trying to wrap my head around for so long as to how they got back in my fridge empty. And I refuse to believe it was me, because I'm the only one that lives in my house. And I know for a fact I would have put all 4 of those back in there at the exact same time, being like, these are empty and these are going to be empty the next time I need them.
So you don't have an ice maker in your fridge?
No.
Okay, so it wasn't like he ran out of ice cubes and decided to put all of the ice cube tray ice cubes into the ice maker.
Like that, there was ice in those ice cube trays when they went back in the fridge. I know that for a fact.
I would probably rather have somebody leave shit on my floor than somebody empty all of my ice cube trays. That's like infuriating to me.
I blamed him, and he's still to this like he's like, no, I wish I did that. He's like, that'd be a funny prank, but I just like, I know it wasn't me, but I can't think of any other reason why they would be empty like that. It's just been like, I've just been laying in bed some nights just thinking about it, just like, what could have happened?
And Weenie just said exactly what I was thinking. Says the man who put a glass of chocolate milk on your fucking porch.
Yeah. And that's, yeah,
exactly. He did,
that's
for sure.
Yeah.
There's no other explanation.
Anyway, gaming wise, yeah, I've been playing a shit ton of No Man's Sky myself. It's become my off-stream game to play too. Just something to do. I find it doesn't seem like it'd be a fun thing to do, but I just enjoy just flying around, checking out planets. I'm trying to personally find a planet myself on that game to build a base on right now, so I've just been exploring like crazy, doing a bunch of the questing. I've been having a shit ton of fun with it. Been playing some Overwatch. I've been playing a bunch of Dark Souls. Still trying to beat that game. We're very, very close to beating it. Played a bit of Rocket League the other day with Knackers for the first time since like June, which wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was actually it was tolerable. We didn't do too bad. And then I've actually been playing a shit ton of Pokemon Go. That's been my thing lately.
Was it today or yesterday was like something Pokemon Day or something?
They do every month they do a community day. So like there's like a couple, I think it's like a couple days, like usually on a weekend they do like a community day. So there's like certain Pokemon that'll show up more often, or tiny versions essentially.
Okay. Yeah, I saw all these people tweeting about it, and I was like, what the hell, Pokemon Day? I didn't even know this was a thing.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's something they do monthly on that, but
okay.
I haven't been playing, I haven't played Hearthstone in a long time now, actually. They had a new expansion come out, and I just haven't had any interest in it. The game's been kind of pissing me off lately with just like the amount of legendary cards you can get from packs have been really bad lately, especially for people who have like pre-purchased the expansions and everything. So I haven't been having too much fun with Hearthstone lately, so I've been trying to find something else on the mobile to play, and figured I'd pick up Pokemon Go again and fool around with that. It's been giving me a reason to just get out of the house and go walk around the neighborhood a bit, so been having some fun with it.
Have you played the Elder Scrolls Legends card game on mobile yet?
Is that out yet?
I don't know.
Oh, are you talking about the card game?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that one that they announced at E3, but that's not out yet.
Legends is the mobile game.
Is that it? I can't remember what they were gonna call it, but
okay. And then now I'm confused. I can't remember if Legends is in the card game, but I don't think either are out. I think there's a beta for Legends out that's available for download. I can't remember.
Right. No, I haven't. I know like Elder Scrolls has that card game, and then I think doesn't. I don't know if they have a mobile version of it, but isn't The Witcher card game like an official game now?
Gwent.
Yeah.
I don't know. That game's stupid. I don't like that game.
We won't talk about it.
I don't like it. Okay.
Yeah. No, I've been getting. I'm just done with mobile strategy games right now.
Got you pooped out.
Fling Pokeballs at people.
There you go. Nice and easy.
Yeah. No, other than that, that's been pretty much it for me. I will say, I did this beer that I got. They do the whole like answers on the bottom of the bottle caps, and my first one says you're asking a beer cap with a question mark, and my other one says yes. I just noticed that was
Interesting.
Guess I should be asking bottle caps things.
You do have a ghost in your house.
Yeah.
For myself, I have not done anything that hasn't involved like gaming or streaming. Winnie and I have literally avoided every single chore in the house that does like excluding cooking and dishes. I haven't done a goddamn thing. But as far as gaming, Winnie and I were playing Borderlands 2 for party night last night. I completed Ori and the Blind Forest, which was an awesome game. Super, super awesome game. Can't wait for the second one. Rocket League with MrFortyTwo last week. Again, didn't do as bad as we thought. I just, you get those days where you just miss a game just because it used to be routine. Like playing Rocket League used to be a routine thing. And 3-4 days a week I'd be playing that game, and sometimes I still miss it, but still time to move on, I started playing Hitman Absolution on Saturday, and for a fucking 6-year-old game, that game holds up very, very well. Graphics are awesome, the story's pretty dope, all of the gameplay, I have not found a single bug or glitch. Everything works exactly as it should. There's a lot of controls. There's a lot of different keybinds you need, which can make it a little bit confusing at times. And unfortunately, some of the keys that I like to have on my mouse kind of fuck up quick time action fighting. So like I'm going trying to do quick time events, and it's like mouse button 3, mouse button 5. I'm like, I don't know which fucking number these buttons are on my mouse, so that makes it a little bit difficult. But the only other game other than that was No Man's Sky. I played with Weenie, MrFortyTwo, and Kelnohe last weekend, and we played for 6 hours straight. And I'll be honest, the first like hour, like I spawned in and was just dying because the planets were toxic and we couldn't find like a cave to stay in, and the start of the game is still very much difficult and unforgiving. And I like something's fucked up with the mount sensitivity. I don't give a shit what anybody says, but there is something wonky with it. But I got used to it pretty quick, and I didn't think I was gonna like the game. It was like an hour. It was like an hour into the show or into the game, and when MrFortyTwo told me it was 7 motions and button presses to change from first person to third person, I immediately got triggered. I'm so fucking mad. And the only really stupid thing that I actually don't like about the game is how when you're in the game and you need to either give yourself more health or oxygen, you have to use Q and E to move your menus left and right. But when you're in the main menu, you have to use A and D to move menus left and right. Who the fuck thought of that? That was stupid.
Well, I play with a controller, so I plug it into my... Well, I just find it easier to
It's okay.
maneuver. I'm better with a controller than a mouse and keyboard. You know what? Shut it.
I switched over to a controller for about an hour, and then ended up switching back just because I couldn't take it. Couldn't take the noobness. Couldn't take being a lesser person.
No, I just think I think some games just control better with a controller. For me, I find it easier to maneuver that I tried using the mouse and keyboard just to see if I could do it. And like you said, I had a real problem with the mouse sensitivity. Like I just couldn't get it right.
It's wonky.
And I changed my DPI settings. I tried to do all kinds of things because I was like, I'm going to be like Knackers. I'm going to be PC Master Race and use a mouse and keyboard. No, actually, I didn't think that. But I tried. I did.
Yeah, no, I switched over, especially for flying. The default flight controls with the tether, really stupid. So, but I don't knock the game for those things. Those are things that could be changed in the future. But I had a lot of fun. Haven't played it since, just for the only reason was just lack of time and just so many games to play. But I do plan on going back and playing it. They did a good job. But we'll talk about No Man's Sky a little bit. Gaming news and discussion. So during the week, if you guys would like to submit any gaming or streaming related news to the show, you can post the links to your articles in the Crocs and Hot Pockets channel in Discord called #news. If the article is super fancy, we will discuss it on the show. So a huge thank you to Matt Weenie, Zonger, Remax, and Jay Brucifer for all submitting news articles to the show. So we have just so you know, I actually was going to remember it. I actually was. The only just so you know we have right now is that the manufacturing company of the best shoes in the world, Crocs, is closing down all of its manufacturing plants. Now, I had a little bit of a heart attack because news articles in 2018 means the most clickbaity titles in the history of the fucking civilization. Yeah. And what's actually happening is they're closing down their manufacturing plants and they're just having a third party manufacture their shoes instead.
Aren't they keeping one open in Italy?
I thought I read that they were all closing.
All the ones in North America are, because they only make them in Mexico now anyway.
Okay.
But I thought the article said something along the lines of they still have one open in somewhere in Italy for their European distribution. But
when I read that headline in my head, I'm like, there's no way. Everybody, I see so many people that wear Crocs, especially for kids and old people. Crocs all day. Nurses too. And I was like, this seems weird. And then you read the article and realize it could have been written by fucking Polygon by how terrible the title was compared to the article itself. So it's okay. Crocs and Hot Pockets will continue. I had a small glimpse of hope that I could purchase that trademark or that copyright and then brand the channel to its fullest potential, but that probably won't be happening for quite some time. So we'll have to leave that at that. First and foremost, in the games news and discussion, there was a Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Nintendo Direct that aired last week or week before. You excited?
Maybe.
Yeah, just a little bit. I looked at this very quickly before we started, so I didn't get all the specific details, but some of the highlights were that there was 5 new characters added, including King K. Rool from Donkey Kong, which I'm kind of excited because that man gave me nightmares when I was little. That was the first time I remember being trolled by a boss in a video game, because you take him out phase 1 and you think he's gone for good, and then he fucking pops off phase 2 and kicks your ass. And I remember that traumatizing me as a child. Couple other highlight points: 102 stages, playable stages, going back all the way to Nintendo 64. There's something called Stage Morph, where you can pick 2 stages and the stage will morph between those 2 stages throughout gameplay. You can set an interval at how often it changes. Thought that was pretty cool. And they're also introducing 8-player battles and a couple other modes, like 3v3 and can't remember the other ones, but yeah. Who's gonna be getting this? 42. I know you've been thinking about getting a Switch for a while. What are your guys' thoughts on hypeness for this game right now?
I'm hyped.
Oh, broken mic, Jimbo. You know. Oh, you're good. Okay.
I know I wanna get a Switch soon. I've been kind of waiting for a good deal and just for when the finances are just right for me, but after I see people playing that and how much I'm sure they're going to be enjoying it, it's going to be a quick buy.
Yeah.
I'm still on the fence when it comes to the Switch. I think I would love having one, but the real question is, would I ever play it? Like, I have my plan eventually for this room by the time because downstairs I have 2 living rooms. One of those living rooms, the other end of it's a dining room. I'm going to move a partition wall that goes to the dining room and eventually build my permanent office downstairs. And I have like 10 consoles. I have every console that's been made since, other than Sega, because I just never gave a fuck about any Sega games when I was a kid. I have all the Nintendo, all the Sony, all the way back to Atari 2600. So
you're probably the happiest man in the continental United States. Right?
Well, all of that shit is what's in these boxes behind me because I haven't had them hooked up in years. Like,
I mean, you're just never sad,
no.
right? Because you never have to be consoled.
I was wondering where he was going with that.
But anyway. I don't know if this is the game that's going to push me over the edge for buying a Switch because I don't want to spend the money on all that shit just to not use it. Like, my brother's got one. If I want to go check it out and play it for a couple hours, he's right around the corner. It's no big deal. I can literally ride through the woods on a 4-wheeler and be there in 2 seconds.
When I was thinking about Super Smash Direct, I just imagined, like, you know how you have like the like, just picture like a scene of Seventh Heaven, okay? And the dad is walking down the hallway with a laundry basket and he hears like noises coming from the bedroom and he's like, oh, I wonder what's going on in there. I can just picture being in Van's basement and his mom just walking by his door carrying the laundry basket, and Vans is just watching Nintendo Direct, and all his mom can hear is just yeah, just getting so fucking excited for Super Smash Brothers. That's all I could think about because I know
super hype.
I know out of all the people that I converse with, on a daily basis, he's probably the most excited. The only thing that I'm worried about is just latency of playing online, especially with
Wi-Fi.
With Wi-Fi, like how many people are actually purchasing the Ethernet dongle for the Nintendo Switch?
I doubt very many. Yeah.
And so now the one thing that always impressed me was I remember playing Super Smash Brothers on the Nintendo DS, and it was
the 3DS,
ad hoc.
right?
What?
The 3DS?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was me with a DS and then 2 other people with a DS, all just sitting in a circle. And we were all playing wirelessly, and it was no latency, like whatsoever. And I was actually very impressed with how well it performed. But when you're reliant on your opponent's wireless connection, shit might get shittier like very, very quickly. But that's still not going to stop me from being excited for having like local parties, because I have so many friends. Like having people over locally to play. We have to pay them to get over to the house, of course. But I think it's just gonna be awesome just to have. Like Smash is one of those games that you can. It's almost timeless. Like I can go back and play Super Smash Bros. 64, no problem. I can go back and play Melee, no problem. So I don't think it'll be a huge issue.
Well, my only I have to get the game. My son loves Smash Brothers. He plays it on the Wii U all the time. He loves the whole amiibo thing, where you can like fight an amiibo, and they have that, on the Switch controllers where you can read the amiibos. We've got like 30, 40 amiibos here at the house. A couple things we hadn't said. One of the other modes is they bring in back tournament mode. So you can have, like little house party tournament. So, it'd be great for when you have people over for tournament mode, because it shows you on the bracket, okay, who you got next, go get a beer, go get a slice of pizza, whatever, per cube amiibo. And then Simon Belmont is going to be one of the new characters that's coming into the game. And of course,
who the fuck is that?
Castlevania, brah.
Brother.
Castlevania.
I grew up in a Jesus household. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
Castlevania was allowed.
Yeah, you're right. But well,
Nickelodeon was fucking blocked, dude.
I'm excited. Wow.
It really was.
Wow.
Because Nick at Night was dirty.
Oh,
All
yeah.
these dirty little Nickelodeon sluts.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Want my Christian cock.
What else? And they're still unannounced characters, so, and I'm sure they're probably gonna have a little bit of DLC where there's gonna be some other characters. How do you balance a game that has this many characters? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You know?
Insane amounts of testing.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder what they're testing, like the size of their testing team is. It has to be thousands.
Or they're
Yeah.
just gonna launch it. It'll be all fucked up, and then they'll fix it.
Have they ever done that though?
Nintendo's usually pretty good about not doing that. There's only a few Nintendo games I can think of that came out buggy in the modern. One of them was the Metroid Other M. That game came out real buggy, and there was this huge uproar. But I don't think that was it was a licensed Nintendo game, but not one of their main studios didn't make that game. I think I'm not 100% on that though. But
Okay.
I know I watched a lot of Future Man play Mario Tennis, and they said they actually had to nerf one of the characters in Mario Tennis.
Oh, really?
it was
Yeah.
Baby Bowser. They
Yeah.
had to nerf. Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently he was just too crazy OP in that game. And I was just like, think they actually have to nerf a Mario game. It's just two things I never thought would be put together.
Right. Yeah.
But I was gonna say earlier, I want to see the guy whose job it is to design the character select screen for that game,
Yes.
because that's gonna be packed.
Yeah. I
How
mean,
do
if
you
you
make that work?
the
How are you gonna
stage
see that if you're
select-
playing it? How are you
Yeah.
gonna see that if you're playing on the in
It's
handheld
gonna have
mode?
to be scrolled. Like,
Yeah.
I was gonna
yeah.
say it's gonna have to be.
I saw the stage select screen that has 103 stages. You can't even tell what the fuck you're looking at. I am really hoping, because when I saw tournament mode, I thought of streamers being able to host a tournament mode and having everybody join in, and then obviously only your matches are going to be streamed,
Right.
But everybody would be able to compete with everybody.
That's really cool,
You could just
actually.
stream the entire, and then if there was a spectate mode, like if your match finishes before somebody else's, you could pick a match to spectate, but that means everybody would have to have the upload bandwidth to be able to broadcast their gameplay. But I was like, man, if there was a way to do tournament mode so that you could play with your community, that would be fucking awesome.
You know, I don't know about that though, because they had a similar feature in Street Fighter 4 back on 360, where you could play in like a tournament type mode and you could watch the other people playing. They weren't uploading it. It's just the netcode tells you which characters are playing. It does all the input selects, so it recreates the fight right there in front of you.
Okay.
Because everything is it's all based off of the inputs. You know, it's exact. So I don't know. I don't even think that's how they did it back then. And I imagine on the 360, it's not like all these people were broadcasting that. So I'm sure there's a way for them to do it. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe. I think there could be a way for that to happen. That'd be really, really cool.
Yeah, just do it all server side and take it off of the.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you didn't broadcast the matches themselves, even if you could get in and just have a tournament with your community, that would be such a cool fucking thing to do.
I'm probably gonna have to buy another Nintendo Switch because I have a feeling like that's probably gonna be my son's Christmas present this year is a damn Nintendo Switch, because I'm never gonna be able to use the damn Nintendo Switch. He's gonna want to play stupid Smash Brothers all the damn time. You know?
Right. And I'm probably going to have to do the same because I'm going to start getting into streaming Switch games, and that means the Switch has to be in my office. So I'm pretty much already planning to just buy my own and then make Queenie pay for it so I don't have to. I'm excited. I think this will be really, really fucking cool. I love the idea of having a console that I will want to play when people come over. I'm super excited about it.
And then you'll never be sad.
Ever. especially because I'm always being consoled. Haha. Twitch. We got some major Twitches. Wow! Major changes coming to Twitch. And first of all, the first big, huge thing that I actually got to experience live was this community subscription gifting. And this is basically the act of somebody gifting bulk amount of subs, and the subs are gifted to random people that have been in your channel. And in some cases, other people as well, I believe. I was live and somebody came in and dropped 10 subs in a row. So I don't know about you guys, but when I'm streaming, my stream labels event list is off to my left corner. And when text moves, I can see it in my peripherals. And usually you see it knocked down once, or if it's a donation with text, a tip with text, it's 2 lines. And I remember seeing in my prefs it go and a whole bunch of shit came out at once, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look over and I see the same person is gifted 10 subs at the same, like at one time. Like, what the fuck is happening? Apparently that feature just got launched right then and there, and you can just drop, I think it's anywhere up to 100 subs at the same time.
Yep.
And I was blown away because 1, I had no idea it was coming, and 2, to see 10 subs roll in back to back. That was probably my first official sub train, you know, and that was just super, super cool to see. And yeah, I think it's an awesome feature. And then the second thing, which will probably warrant discussion, is Twitch is officially killing off both the IRL and creative categories and replacing it with 10 categories in its place. And those 10 categories are art, hobbies and crafts, food and drink, music and performing arts, beauty and body art, science and technology, just chatting, travel and outdoors, sports and fitness, tabletop RPGs, special events, talk shows and podcasts. Fucking ASMR. So first of all, what's you guys been the experience with the community subscription gifting? Are there any changes you'd like to see now that it's been implemented, etc., etc.?
I actually saw it happen in another streamer that I follow. It happened today. I was watching, she was doing a subathon, and like right at the start of the subathon, someone did the 100 subs, just dropped the 100 subs on the channel. Like bam, like it broke her channel bot, you know, which was crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I mean,
That's
that's
a shitload of money.
It is. It's $500, you know.
Who I missed who you said who it was?
I didn't, but Katie Peters plays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she that was like right at the start of her subathon today, and then all of a sudden she was like, you know, because I mean, she was not, I'm sure, expecting that. Let me ask you this, because it happened to you. Did it give it to followers of your channel, or did it seem, how does it do that? Because Twitch does that.
Yeah, it's randomly people who have been in your channel.
Been in your channel, not follower, or
I think it's just been in the channel.
Not even have to be a follower necessarily.
It's hard to
I know
say.
a couple of the people, because I was watching that stream with Knackers. A couple of the people that got subs during that train was, I don't even think they were in chat at the time.
Yeah, no, yeah. They don't even have to be in chat at the time. It's just if they were in, I think from what I remember reading, it's if they were in your channel at any point. And I don't think it prioritizes people by watch time. I saw bots getting gifts. I saw regulars who have been subbed before, who I know have, you know, anywhere from 50 to 200 hours of watch time. And then I saw people whose names I've never even seen before. And I'm usually, you know, like the followers are, they're not few and, is it few and far in between? Few and far, what's the saying?
Few and far between.
Few and far between. Like when you get anywhere from 4 to 5 followers a stream, it's pretty easy to remember names that you've seen before.
Yeah.
You know, within the past 6 months. And there's There's some names that I've never seen before, and as we saw when we first started, there's already people who are creating accounts just for collecting gift subs.
I saw one in my channel the other day. The name of the bot was "Let's see how many sub gifts I can get," or that's the name of the bot.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really good idea. I wish that Twitch had a better algorithm than just it being random, though. Like, I have a lot of people that are regulars that, I mean, money's tight for some people, and they just don't necessarily have, $5 a month, and that doesn't bother me. That shit. That's it is what it is. But it'd be cool if they could like tier it to maybe, all right, we're gonna look. Surely they could program it in a way like, hey, these people are regulars in this channel. They've spent an amount of time, and then bam, bam. I don't know.
Or at least like these people are currently watching this channel.
Yeah.
Be in the fucking chat. I don't like the fact that it's randomized.
Even if it could like give it to your, like if you were the one gifting them, it should also give it to all your friends too. That would be a good way to.
Yeah,
like, if
they could go down your friends list.
Yeah, because then at least you know where some of those are going too.
You know for a fact that the only reason they made it so that people didn't have to be in your chat is so that would stop people from spending money. They want that enabled so that you are not restricted by how many people you have in your chat. They don't care if your subs are being gifted to people who don't even watch, but they want that money.
Yeah, but people are going to stop doing that shit if it's just going to waste.
Right. The one thing that I would like to see change, this is not going to be for every streamer. My sub alert is about 8 seconds long, and it's a song. So when you get 10 gifted subs in a row, that's a minute or two straight of just notifications. Now, most people who start getting a lot of subs in a stream, they normally get to a point where they have to shorten their sub alert or change it up to make it shorter. What would a stream be like if Tim the Tatman had a 10-minute song for every single sub that came in? It gets to the point where it's over. It's over encumbering. It's distracting. You're probably going. You can go if you have a long enough streak, which streaks are fucking amazing, but you could have 5-10 minutes straight of just alerts. And that's not even responding to the alerts and saying thank you and chatting it up afterwards. That's just alerts playing. Streamlabs said they had no idea this feature was coming, and they are trying to implement something where it'll just group it into one alert, or the streamer can choose whether they want them to be separate alerts or grouped together. And if they are, as long as I have my longer sub alert, because I don't plan on changing my sub alert anytime soon, I would most likely switch over to that option.
Oh, for sure.
And it kind of sucks, because if you're paying $50 for 10 subs, it kind of sucks that you only get to seeing one worth of alerts instead of, gifting 10 subs to 10 of individual people. But it's like, it's just one of those things that you have to balance as a streamer. Because if you're a streamer and you're actively growing, there comes a time where you need to start trimming the fat, because so many alerts and things are happening throughout the show that you have to shorten things. Like just like things like sound effects. Sound effects are probably great in the beginning, but when you have so many different people with all of the currency and sound effects are queuing, every 5 to 10 seconds, it's like, well, this isn't scalable, and we have to make a change. So I think it's an awesome idea. It probably could use a little bit of tweaking. I agree with you guys, where there should be something like, if I'm gifting 10 subs, give 3 of them to people who have spent 10 hours in the channel in the past 6 months, or maybe try and favor people a little bit more. If a person hasn't been in your channel for a year, do they really need a gifted sub? But there definitely could be some tweaks there.
Another good thing too would be, instead of just giving it to random people who've been in the channel, give it to people who are past subs of that channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be another good way to do it.
Yeah.
Another thing I was gonna mention too, another cool thing, because if Streamlabs implemented a way that you could set it up so there's one alert per group did gift subs, that'd be cool. But like you said, you don't want to have the person gifting them only get the one alert because they're obviously spending a lot more than what they would on a normal sub. But it'd be kind of cool if they gave you the option too of doing like the tiered ones where you could make like a separate alert for
variation.
Yeah, for variations. And then that way, if somebody gifts 2 to 10 subs or 2 to whatever, you could make like different groups of sized group subs and then make different alerts for it. That way they feel a bit more special than just having the regular sub alert noise.
That's a great fucking idea.
I think that's a really cool. It's a really cool feature they implemented. It certainly has some tweaks that they need to fix.
Yep.
But good on them. I mean, and this wasn't something they advertised at all. It just kind of came out of nowhere. So good on Twitch for trying to innovate and come up with new ideas. We make this analogy before. They're taking a bunch of shit, they throw it on the wall. Some of it sticks, some of it doesn't. And I think this one's gonna stick. I think it will.
The one thing... No, go ahead, Salty.
I was going to say, I don't think it's going to stick unless they change it to where either the person buying them can choose or they come up with a more, like, direct way to benefit people that watch the channel. Because other like, the way it's set up right now, it's just another Twitch money grab. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not taking anything away from people that are gifting these subs, because obviously it's a shitload of their money and a lot of devotion to do this kind of shit. But at the same time, the fact that Twitch is just like, 5 random people are going to get a fucking sub. They just want the money. They don't give a fuck about your channel. They don't give a fuck about, like, hyping it up. So I don't think I would ever use it at all until they would have it specialized to where either I could handpick people out of chat that are in the channel or where it's actually, past viewers, regulars within a channel, stuff like that.
Well, I agree with you. I think the reason, though, that I think it's going to stick is that there's a lot of people, they're gonna want to keep it around and do those things so it stays around because a lot of people are using it now. Sure, it's fresh and shiny and new, so I know that's part of the reason for it right now. But I think they could make some of these changes. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for Twitch to
I don't think it is
these
either.
things we're talking about. So
there's no way they don't track every fucking thing on their website.
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool if they gave you the option to, hey, if let's say you purchase 10 gift subs, click the names of the people that you for sure want to gift a sub to, and then we'll choose randomly. Like, if there's only 3 people in chat, gift them to the 3 people that are there, and then we'll pick 7 other random people to gift it to.
Yeah.
The
that'd be cool.
only thing that it didn't piss me off, it was just kind of like, really, that there's no bulk discount at all. You bulk discount bits, but you don't bulk discount subs.
I mean, I don't know how much forethought went into this whole fucking...
Right. And it wasn't a streamer that fucking thought of this either. It was a business person.
This is definitely in a back room corporate office somewhere.
Somebody at Amazon looking to squeeze more blood out of a rock.
Yeah. So.
Whoever that person that thought about it, they just got a nice raise, though.
They did.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Yeah. I hope he made a bet on that shit. I hope he was like, I bet you $10,000 I could make $500,000 in 6 weeks.
The I think it was Lyric's brother, and I hate referring to him as that because no one loves to live in their other brother's shadow. But is it Das Medi?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. Das Medi, totally not Lyric's brother. He was gifted 5,000 subs, I believe. It was in the thousands for sure. To the point where they thought that Twitch staff had shut off subs on his channel because it was breaking shit. But yeah,
holy hell, man!
And I don't quote me on 5,000. I know it's in the thousands. It was like 3. I think it was anywhere from 3 to 5,000. It was an insane
let's just say
amount.
it's 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, holy moly!
Crazy amount.
Yeah.
So just think of the revenue from that one streamer, like that one channel.
Jeez.
That's fucking crazy.
It is crazy.
It is. And there, it's more of like an enabler kind of thing because there are people who will just gift 5 subs one after the other. And if they can just go, oh, well, I'll just do it all in one. That's 5 less fucking... One thing that drives me insane right now is if you make any sort of transaction on Twitch, especially with Amazon Pay, you're getting 7 emails for adding bits to your channel and then donating. It's like, Jesus Christ, please, the spam. But yeah, I think it's awesome. Definitely could use some tweaking. And it's just one of those things that I know us now, we're so fucking appreciative because this is one of the features that Twitch has thrown out that is really helping the little guys. And I know that the people who have been on Twitch since day one are like, motherfucker, if only somebody could gift 1,000 subs to my channel when I was growing up, you know. But this is going to benefit everybody. It's going to benefit absolutely everyone, and I think it's an awesome feature.
The only drawback, I'm sorry, who was talking? Sorry,
I was going to mention something, but
go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll come back.
The only thing I was going to say was that it's another good way for you get some of those people who, you know, want to throw lots of dollary dues towards a certain streamer. It's a good way for them to do it, and the streamer knows that they're not going to get, you know, what's the term? No, not guilted. The chargeback. They're not going to get. There's no chance of chargebacks, right? Yeah. So it's a good way for somebody to donate a whole bunch of money to a streamer in a way that supports their community and also is like, hey, look, I'm not going to charge back because I can't, because I can't do that with those, right? So
yeah. No, the only thing I was going to say, I don't know how I'd react to that, because it's always, you know, like a big stream for me would be like if I get, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 resubs, maybe 1 or 2 new subs or a gift sub. If I were to get 5 or 10 subs at a time,
yeah,
I don't even know how to react to that.
I don't even know. Nervously.
I don't even know what I would do.
Yeah. And like, you know, when you put it in though, like when you scale it down to like a channel size, like for me, that was a sub select goal in one fucking swoop. Cube.
One click of a button. Boop.
Crazy.
Wow.
And awesome.
Yeah.
All right, next topic. Fallout 76 at motherfucking QuakeCon. Weenie and I actually stumbled upon this on accident. I didn't even know that there was a panel going on. I didn't even know QuakeCon was going on because this is just not a part of the internet that I follow. But Todd Howard and friends had a panel at QuakeCon, and they were giving specifics about Fallout 76. Quick show of hands, who's planning on buying it when it comes out? Really, Jimbo?
You know me, I don't play a lot of multiplayer games. Like today was the first time I even tried playing multiplayer No Man's Sky. I played with a few friends of mine through another streamer's channel, and we played for a couple hours. And I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see. I'm not saying it. I'm against buying it, but I'm gonna wait and see what the reviews are like, and I'm gonna see what the people. I've got plenty of friends who are gonna buy it, and I trust their judgment. So I'm gonna wait and see before I decide to purchase it.
Okay. Well, I have this article here from Rock Paper Shotgun. If you guys don't keep up with them, it is probably one of the best gaming news and review sites out there. They're pretty unbiased. They throw out a lot of fucking information, and they do their research, and they don't clickbait titles like everyone else on this fucking earth. So I have a couple things that I want to read here. The first little excerpt is about leveling and the leveling cap. Shit, I opened these in the wrong motherfucking order. The team elaborated on perk cards, explaining that you will be able to choose from a selection of cards on Level Up, and that they can stack to form more powerful skills. Notably, the game has no level cap, but stats stop going up at level 50. Instead of encouraging experimentation by continuing to offer choices of new perk cards, randomized card packs given at certain intervals will also encourage players to step outside their usual builds and try new things. All perks are changeable at any time, though menuing doesn't pause the game, so best to make sure you're safe first. Which that's interesting, because you can just be sitting there trying to level up your dude and they get motherfucking snipes. Except you can't kind of get sniped from afar. So here's another excerpt. This one is about griefing and nukes. When you first shoot another player, you won't deal too much damage until the other player responds, at which point a real fight breaks out. Higher level players won't receive many benefits from preying on lower level players, except and if someone is killed without fighting back at all. I'm sorry. Higher level players won't receive many benefits from preying on lower levels either. And if someone is killed without fighting back at all, their killer becomes a wanted murderer. The murderer receives no reward for killing the player who doesn't respond, and instead a bounty is placed on their head. Other players can see their location on the map, and if they are killed, they will lose the bounty money from their own pocket. We turned assholes into interesting content.
Oh, I love it.
Summarized.
I love it.
That's definitely a cool feature.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Another big question mark in my mind is the subject of nukes, which players can find and detonate, destroying other players, their buildings, and the environment around them. Using them is also incentivized, as it'll create a miniature wasteland within a wasteland with new enemies and rewards. And where the anti-griefing systems may not allayed, never heard of that word before.
May have allayed.
What did I say?
May not.
May have allayed some of my fears. The discussion here did not. Nukes, very cool. Agreed, developer Meyer. Sure, they were only talking about the game feature, but it still seems to run counter to the pretty straightforward message that nuclear war is bad. So one of the things they talk about the nukes is that it was used more of a defense mechanism as it was an offensive mechanism. And what happens if somebody nukes your base, you have a blueprint of your base, and it actually makes relocating and rebuilding your base extremely easy. So it's not like a nuke and wipe where you lose absolutely everything. And on top of that, actually, I won't get into that yet. So what do you guys think about so far? Did you have any first impressions that were sort of skewed once this information came out?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see that they're trying to do something proactive about griefers and generalized assholes, but I don't think it's going to stop anybody. I mean, anybody who out there who's played Conan Exiles on multiplayer PvP servers knows, because they have it's not a nuke, but you can basically call down a god and then you become the god, and you can just wreck anybody's shit on the server for like 20 minutes or whatever it is. So it's like, okay. And everybody was originally said the same thing about that game, and turns out to be true, because some people are just going to grind. Some people are always going to do that, especially on public servers. Like, you're going to have no fucking control over that shit. If it was a private server environment where you could have mods and that kind of shit,
which they did announce.
Yeah, they did announce.
Is it through like you're going to be able to have hosted on whatever service you want, or you're going to have to buy it through their shit?
They didn't say, but they did say that the private servers would be able to be moddable, so you will have some sort of control.
Now, but that's with 76 not being launched on Steam, correct?
Correct.
So that means that you're going to have to find a server company that's willing to go after a third party.
Robot.
What's up, Robot SaltySam?
Hello?
Hello, you're good now?
You're good.
But that means you're going to have to, like, just trying to think of it from, like, a server admin side of things. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to find a company willing to go to a third-party service, which, I mean, obviously they've done for games in the past, like Battlefield and shit. Now you can get NFO servers.
Well, just because the game is hosted on Steam doesn't mean that the servers have to be.
I know, but they're going to have launchers for those.
True. Very true.
And then, I don't know. It'll be one of those things where I'll be more interested to see it in the private side than I will be to actually play. And I don't like public servers for anything.
Right.
I've got 1,100 hours in Ark. I've spent maybe 20 hours in public servers.
Right.
Every single one has either been hosted by me or a friend of me. So.
I'm sorry. Nope. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, from what you talked about, I didn't watch. I knew we were gonna be talking about this, so I just kind of waited, so I didn't really look into it. But I like the fact that they're actively have a plan to deal with griefers, and there's still like I read some people in chat, and they're like, yes, there's still gonna be griefers. That's all some people are gonna do. But it's gonna get old real fast for them when they're not gonna get anything out of it except. And like Twinny was just saying, then they're going to have no radar either. So people can just come in and just kill them, Yep. So I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting. I'm excited to hear what you guys think when is this game coming out again?
I think the open beta is October.
So they don't have a release date?
I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah, probably wouldn't be a good idea to release this game around Red Dead 2. So you give that a couple months, I would imagine.
Which, did you see that gameplay footage for Red Dead 2?
God.
Oh my god. Yes, Dad.
I'm not buying another console to get that game.
Hey.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
I don't give. I
see.
fuck these cocksucking Rockstar bastards. They can kiss my ass.
is it
I'll
not
wait.
coming out for PS4?
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna buy it on console and then
yeah,
turn
on
around
PC.
and buy it again on PC like they fucked us on GTA. They can suck one. Fuck them.
I will also not be buying it on. It's too pretty of a game to be.
I have an Xbox One X that does 4K, so I'm getting it on console.
All right, you're fine. You're fine. I'll allow it.
Oh, good. Thank you.
42. Did you have a point about Fallout?
Yeah, I'm thoroughly excited for that game. I haven't played very many games that's comparable to it. I know some people kind of compare it to like the style of Rust, where you have to build your own base in like a public area, and people can come over and hit on it if they want. The one thing that I think the Fallout universe is slowly becoming like what Star Wars is to me, where I just like have to buy it, even though I'm like, this game probably isn't going to turn out very well, but I still have to buy it because I have to try it. I think it's going to be excellent game, especially for the style of gameplay I like. Like that's the thing too. Like I've been playing a shit ton of Sea of Thieves, and I just think about Sea of Thieves style gameplay too, where it's like you're in an open area. Anybody can just come up on you whenever they want, and you have to, as long as I hope they have proximity voice at least, because it's going to be, that's awesome. I'm so excited for that. I love that idea of being able to like be in your base, and you're just sitting there, you're just like, I'm crafting this. All of a sudden, you're just like, hey, you just hear in the distance, hey!
Yeah.
It's like, look out my base.
Friendly Cincherno.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think it's gonna be fun, especially for that universe, like the wasteland, that whole thing. Like it's gonna make for some really fun encounters. There's gonna be griefers, and while I understand that there's gonna be the assholes that do that, there's griefers in every game, no matter what style of gameplay it is. Just have to. They're gonna have some way to. I know they're not gonna have a way to report people who are griefing, because the way that they're building that game, people are going to be able to do it anyway. You can't really report them for it.
Yep.
But I'm sure they're going to they're obviously very conscious of the idea of griefers and how they're going to try and separate the griefers from the people who want to play the game like Bethesda wants it to be played.
Well, dude, coming from just all of us in some way, shape, or form have been involved in some sort of community online for a long time now, and I'm for anything that's willing to fucking become private servers. And if they're already tracking people being douchebags in the way of these bounties, then there's got to be a way that you can track who's being a douchebag on your server. You know what I mean? Like you can see that fucking blazing at 420 69 fucking killed 10 people at 2 o'clock in the morning while they were all not fucking paying attention. So.
I have a question. Did they announce how many people can be on a server?
They did not.
They did not.
Not yet. But I mean, that's going to depend on where you're getting your server from. That's
Yeah,
why I was
I
wondering
was
about if they're going to
curious,
do
yeah.
third party,
I was
because
curious.
then you could just buy it by the slot.
I thought I remember hearing them say too. I thought I remember hearing him talk about it at E3 when they were announcing it. That when you're on the map, that it would take you like crazy amount of time to walk from one side of the map to the other. Like it's huge maps.
I mean, it should be.
Right.
All the other maps are gigantic too. You just fucking fast travel everywhere.
Yeah.
And there is fast traveling in Fallout 76 too. The one thing I wanted to is if, as a server admin, you could set something like if you become a wanted murderer 10 times, you're kicked and you're banned. You know, there's probably going to be, because there is NPCs in the game, but it's meant to be a PvP game. It's meant to be played with other people around. Yeah. So I wonder if they'll have some sort of like super griefing.
Yeah, but you can mod it. If you can mod the game, then you can mod your own fucking mod tools for server admins.
Yep.
I mean, I don't really give a flying fuck about Fallout. Even though I'm the type of person that likes to play games that take for fucking ever to play, most of the games I play aren't really story-based. So a game that I could possibly host a server with and play with my friends and do that kind of shit and be able to control the aspects of the game that everybody would be worried about. I mean, imagine having that game, no nukes, PvE. For me, that's perfect. That'd be fucking awesome. Just massive base building, community building, that kind of shit.
To hopefully further put your mind at ease, here's another clip from this article about looting and what you drop when you die. In the same vein, dying isn't really a terrible punishment in Fallout 76. If you're killed, you lose your junk, which is useful for building, but no other items. So it's best to store any valuable crafting materials you have before exploring a dangerous area. But if you do end up taking a fall and can't recover what you dropped, it shouldn't be too tricky to reclaim your loot elsewhere. Reclaim by looting elsewhere. Respawning is also free unless you want to use it as a fast travel opportunity, which costs more money depending on how far you go. So if you die, you only drop your junk. You don't drop your power armor or your weapons. You just drop building resources and things you can use to build weapons. And you can go back to your body to re-get those things, but if you can't, it won't be a huge loss.
That's cool, man. I mean, especially because, Fallout, for those of you guys that have played it, which I imagine a lot of people in chat have played the game, there are some really rare items, that you find and come across, rare weapons that you might only see one time in the game. So that would really suck to get griefed and lose something that you spent all this time trying to get.
Agreed.
So I think that's really cool. I think that's again, they obviously have put a lot of thought into it, and I'm on their side. I want to have a reason to buy this game, but I'm still gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until it comes out, and my friends who play all the multiplayer games test it, because it's just I don't play a lot of multiplayer, so. But,
have you gotten to play multiplayer No Man's Sky at all yet on PC?
Yeah, I did today for the first time.
Cool.
For the first time, and it was interesting. But it was fun. I think I would have a lot more fun playing it if I was further along in the game. Like, there's still a lot of things I need to do right now before I can have fun playing that multiplayer.
Okay.
At least me personally. Like, I want to have explored more, have a better ship, have a better this or that. So, and have a better understanding of what the hell I'm doing. Because even though I've dropped 25 hours in that game in the last 2 weeks, I'm still, there's still so much to do. So,
I don't know if I've ever brought this topic up on podcasts. I've obviously talked about it with like close friends and stuff, but I know for you, it's already hard enough working as much as you do and taking care of a family and a child. Gaming time is already limited.
Yes.
Aside from, I think the only way it could be more limited is if you're still enlisted in the military.
Yeah.
Like your time is already limited. And the problem with games like No Man's Sky, The Division, Grand Theft Auto multiplayer is I have plenty of time to play games. However, when I do play games, they're on stream, and for the most part, they're single player campaign. When it comes to games like No Man's Sky, I'm very sensitive to the experience that I have, because when you are playing a game where there is a leveling system and in-game currency and stats for weapons with attack and defense and all that stuff, when you start a brand new game and you play with someone who has already been playing for 50 to 100 hours, they've got unlimited money, they've got the biggest ship, they've got super powerful guns. Enemies aren't really a problem because your friend can take them out in one hit. You're trying to figure things out, but your friends already know everything that they need to do, and it's like you're working at a slower pace because you're trying to figure out stuff for yourself, but your friends are just blasting through everything.
Yeah,
and that kind of stops me from playing a lot of it, because I want to experience games at my own pace, and I don't want to play games with people who are just going to annihilate any sort of challenge that I have. So it's really difficult to find time to play, because by the time I'm ready to play a game in a certain window, because like, oh yeah, I got 2 hours on a Sunday morning that I can devote to this game. Most of the time it's weeks, maybe even months after the game is already released, and everybody I know is already like way ahead of where I'm at.
Well, at least in No Man's Sky, there's so many different things to do, and there's a lot of different ways you could play that game. You know, if you want to go out and do bounty missions, and you know, you can go do that. Like 42 was talking about earlier in the cast. It's so funny, we haven't even gotten to No Man's. We're already talking about it, but
yeah, we can transition, because do you guys have any points about Fallout? The only thing I want to say about Fallout is that I have faith that they're trying to curate this as much as possible to people who just want to enjoy the game. I think case in point, what Elder Scrolls Online started as an MMO and what it is now is completely different, and really captured an audience later in its release. And I think with things like this bounty, like, you can be an asshole all you want, but how good is being an asshole if you're completely broke because your bounty just keeps going up and up and up? And the only thing I forgot to cover too is if somebody engages you, you do not engage them, and they kill you, you get twice as big of a cap reward for going back and killing them as revenge. So not only is there an incentive because there's a bounty, you will also get double the amount of caps because you avenge your own death. So I'm hoping I
don't know. It's gonna be the only thing I don't like about that system, that revenge, whatever you want to call it, is it's rife for fucking people to just, like me and you are playing the game. Hey man, sit still for 20 minutes. Go take a piss or something. I go and kill you, and then you kill me, and then I kill you, and then you kill me, and we just fucking go back and forth until we're fucking millionaires.
They probably wouldn't do that if you're tagged as friends online. There's got to be a way that they can get around that pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't be friends. Or make a fucking cuck account to where
yeah.
He's just gonna be a fucking asshole account.
They'll probably have some kind of cooldown too, where like, you know, if you've killed each other 3 times in the past hour, your bounty can't change, or you won't get any extra caps,
or like the amount that you get is going to be the same amount as you lose, and you're just going to break even every time. We shall see.
I think the other thing, I don't know, I know a lot of people were really upset with the game when it was first announced and like what their initial views of the game was going to be, but because I know a lot of people were just like, oh my god, Fallout 5, we want Fallout 5, but it's not going to be Fallout 5.
Nope.
So as much as people are excited about it, you have to realize it's not going to be Fallout 5. It's not going to be the next game in the franchise. It's a different game in the same franchise. So it's going to have some things people are going to hate about it. It just might not be for everybody.
What other company has done this other than Jack and Daxter Racing? Like, what other company has kept the same AAA title but made a different type of game?
Nintendo.
What?
Nintendo, like Mario. They've made like Mario Tennis, Mario Soccer.
Yeah, but like they never had one. I mean, like they never had one game genre that they were always and then straight away from.
I don't
Like-
know about that. I mean, their first like 4 titles were all platformers.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other development company that just had like a series of games that were all the same titles, and then they just decided to
and
branch off.
you gotta think about fucking. This is Bethesda. They only have what 4 franchises anyway.
Right.
It might not be the same thing, but like World of Warcraft was an MMO for how long, and then it turned into not turned into, but they made a card game based off of it. They made Heroes of the Storm, which is I don't think it's entirely based off of Warcraft, but it's got stuff in it.
Pokemon's probably another good example of one that just changed what type of game it was.
Yeah, just fucking every which way. Card game, video game, Pokemon Snap.
Seriously.
Fucking Pokemon Go.
Figurines, amiibos. Transitioning into No Man's Sky. We were just talking about like gaming, trying to play those certain games. If I wasn't a streamer, it wouldn't be such of a hard time. But when I can play a game like No Man's Sky once every 3 weeks, like 42 and Kalnohe were generous enough to start brand new characters to show Weenie and I the ropes. But you can't expect people to do that.
Yeah, but I mean that all comes down to who you're playing with.
Right, for sure.
Those type of games. I mean, all of us know somebody who, when they play certain games, will just be that fucking guy who's just like, oh, don't worry about it. 20 enemies dead. Fucking.
Yep.
Or you complain about having like a gun broken. They're like, your multi-tool's trash. Here's one that's 7 levels above your fucking skill level right now.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, like we easily could have brought pre-made characters into that game that we played with you guys, and while we would have had some resources that you guys wouldn't have had access to, like the way that game works, you're not there's no leveling to the point where my multi-tool is going to do anything different than what yours will, unless we have certain modifications on it. So I mean, I guess there is, in that sense, there is a bit of an advantage to that too. But
yeah,
starting a new character in that game is not too bad. I've had to start like 5 new characters since the game really got released again, and I'm ready to like finally take one of my characters and just like go with it, because I'm sick of doing the same few quests over and over. But the nice thing is, like, even if you were to start a character on that game, I could bring a character that's already got a bunch of stuff done on it into your world and still help you with quests, and it's not impossible to do.
Right. Like, case in point, when we're all on a planet, like the starting planet, and we need a certain resource, the difference is one person is going, oh yeah, I got that. Here you go. Here's all the resources you need to build that thing. And hey, we all got to go branch out and do our own thing to find what we need and come back. G for Greg had a really good tweet about this the other day. He was like, if you guys see tweets to articles regarding like how to get rich quick in No Man's Sky, or how to find all the resources you need in one place to progress the quickest, he's like, don't do that. You are robbing yourself of the experience.
100%. I didn't mean to cut you off, but dude, that is I went to this space station that takes me right into what I was thinking about. I went into the space station, it was like last weekend when I was playing a little bit. And so space stations are where you can either buy blueprints to build upgrades to either your ship, your multi-tool, or your suit that you wear, right? And you can either buy the blueprints or you can just buy the parts for the nanite clusters that you get. It's like one of the currencies in that game. And I found this scanner. It's they go from like C class, it goes C, B, A, and then S. Is like the top class of anything. And there was an S-class scanner that you could attach to your multi-tool. And so every time you scan something, with the standard scanner, you only got like, 5,000-10,000 credits every time you scanned a plant or an animal. Well, I found this S-Class scanner that every time I scanned a plant, it would be like 50,000-60,000 credits. Every time I scanned an animal, it'd be between 150 and 300,000 credits. And
RNG
then,
like a boss.
yeah. And then you can also, if you have a really good multi-tool, some of those things stack. So you could get a similar scanner and stack it. So now I found another one. So now when I scan, like I get almost 100,000 per plant, and then per animal, it's anywhere between 300 and 500,000, So that's how I make money. I like to go explore planets. I'm like, I need money. I'm going to go find some planets. I'm going to go look for animals and plants. And I'll just cruise around until I find like a herd of animals. And boom, 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 boom. I've got a few million credits to spend. And it's cool, too, because you get to have fun and go explore. So, I mean, that was just an organic thing that happened to me while playing the game, And I know there's different things where you can earn a ton of money, like farming resources, whatever. I'm like, I don't want to grow a farm. I just want to go explore. So totally agree. I mentioned that to him on his tweet. I know exactly what you're talking about because, that don't ruin that. The game is about exploration. So you want to go out and discover things and then learn from if you're playing it multiplayer, you want to talk to your friends and they're going to tell you tips and things. So I couldn't say that enough. If you're playing No Man's Sky, for those of you that purchased it or just thinking about getting it, go out and explore. That is the most fun thing to do. So
it is like even just I have enough fun just going to a new planet, seeing what kind of planet, because everything's so procedurally generated in that game that you can go to a planet and one planet there'll be one animal that's flying around that looks like you could relate it to a normal animal in real life because it looks like a fucking eel or something like that. And then you go to another planet and you got something that's got a fucking alligator for an ass, fucking dodo bird head, and it's just the most insane looking shit. And it's fun to just take pictures of that stuff and show it to friends and be like, look what the fuck I found today.
Look at this giant dick and balls planet. Every single streamer I've ever watched play that game ends up, including MiddleAgedStream, on a fucking planet that's full of dick and balls animals.
Yeah.
42 found a planet that the only terrain it had was balls.
Yeah.
It was just two circles. And that was it.
It was so weird. Those things were it was just everything was flat. And then there was just these giant, it was like a volcano, but only if the volcanoes were just it's like a cylinder. They're just little cylinders, and it's hollow in the middle. It's just a big empty can, but they're fucking huge. They're mountain sizes. I was like, what is this?
Has anyone tested how long it takes to get around a planet if you're flying?
no, because so if you're flying, the way they do it, because otherwise you would go way too fast. When you're in your spacecraft, if you're flying below the atmosphere, your craft can only go. That's at its slowest speeds. It won't go very fast. As soon as you're getting into the atmosphere, past the atmosphere, I mean, it goes way, 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 way faster. So, and all the planets are different sizes. There's some planets or moons that you can make. Oh yeah, they're all way different sizes. There's some planets that if you were to try and go around the entire planet, even in your spaceship below the atmosphere, it would take you all day. I mean, it would take you all day long to get across the planet. It's insane, man.
So, kind of to add on to that, so today when I was playing, I got set to a marker, a waypoint on the planet that I was on. And, Knackers, you know how basically when you're pointing at an objective in that game, I'm just going to keep going. I don't even give a shit that I said that. So when you're pointing at a certain objective in the game, they actually have it so it shows you, based on how fast your ship is going at the time when you're looking at the objective, it shows you how much time it'll take for you to get there. So when you're flying just above the surface, I was pointing at this one objective or one waypoint, and it was it's going to take you 5 minutes to get there flying at the speed that you're flying at. So you boost up to the fastest speed. Now it's down to 2 minutes, and it's just counting down normal time. Every second it's going down. So that's if you're flying on the surface. If you fly up into the sky and get out of the atmosphere, you can basically, it'll take you 2 seconds to like fly back over top of that same objective, and then you can just fly straight down to it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like like Jimmy was saying, like the distance flying on the surface is a lot longer than if you just go up into the atmosphere and fly like out around the planet. You'll get stuff done a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it says, hey, this is like even when you're flying at something that it's going to take you 5 minutes when you're below the atmosphere, just go above the atmosphere, and then you can like speed boost where you can fly faster across, and it's a whole lot faster.
Okay.
A lot faster.
You have those moments. What?
Jesus.
Is your penis okay, Salty?
He just cracked it.
You're about to hear a...
You have those moments when you play games where it's just a new experience. When I first got in my ship and I punched ludicrous speed to try and catch up to 42 and Kalnohe and Weenie, and I was just outside the atmosphere of one of the planets, and I was going ludicrous speed, and all of these stars were blasting by me, and like I was slowly getting towards the planet. It just looked fucking awesome. It just looked really cool, and I couldn't help but scream every time I went into ludicrous speed. You're just like, wow, because you're going so fucking fast. And I don't know, there was just something about the experience of traveling at the speed of light and then cutting the hyperdrive and just seeing like your friends in spaceships all around you, and then you guys just kind of like traveling space together. And that was such a, I don't know, it was a wholesome experience for me. It really struck a chord with me for some reason.
The final frontier.
Oh my god.
Just like that's what we should have had when the game first came out.
Right. But yeah, it was really like flying, like getting in my I remember I got in my ship for the first time, and then 42 said, okay, whatever you do, don't hit W. I was already halfway in between pressing W and letting go, and my ship took off, and I had no idea how to fly this thing, and it was just a good time all around.
And the whole time after that, you're just like, wow, ah, and I'm like, don't hit E, don't land, do not land, please don't land.
I only had enough fuel for like one fucking takeoff when you first fly your ship. Good times.
it's so cool, man. I found my first dinosaur planet today. Like, I landed on a planet. It was like one of those rare, most of the planets, everything's trying to kill you, but every now and then you'll find a planet that's really nice, you know? And I found this planet, I sat down, and there were no animals around, and it tells you when you land on a planet, like if there's, how much flora and fauna there are on the planet. And it said copious fauna. And I get off my ship, I'm in the middle of this field, and I don't see shit. So I walk up over this hill, and I look down, and there's this huge herd, and it was like that scene in Jurassic Park. Yeah, like it was like the scene in Jurassic Park where they first see the dinosaurs, and I swear, man, there was like a solitary tear just coming down,
and then all of a sudden you were just like, and scatter, money.
Yep.
Yeah, it was so cool, man. And no, I set up a little base computer there so I can come back and build a base there on the dinosaur planet. So
nice.
Cool. And so this is the other thing that I had found out when I was playing with Speed, because I got really curious. So I had a character that I had already made, that was kind of like my single player character that I was just doing on my own. But I used it to join Speed Demon when I was playing with him, and I was curious how the whole multiplayer joining a friend's system works. So when I joined his, he was telling me, "Oh, you should build a base on the planet that my base is on," and I was like, "How is that going to work?" Because when I sign into this character when I'm playing single player, all the effort and materials I put into that base on your planet, I probably won't even be able to get to it, because I'll sign into mine and be on my planet. And he's like, "Oh, you don't think you'll just sign back in and be on this planet?" And I was like, "No, there's no point, because that'd ruin the whole idea of this game, giving you the joy of going out and exploring all your own systems and everything." So then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, well, I'm on the planet that Speed Demon first explored on his own, that he built his base on. But if I go into my options, I can actually still see my systems that I had located. I can actually put a waypoint to those on the galaxy map, and I could see that they were X amount of distance away, and it would actually give me a map from his systems to mine. And just to put into perspective how big that galaxy, or how big that game can be when it comes to flying from, you know, your friend's system all the way to yours. So where Speed Demon's systems were, when you're jumping from one galaxy to another, it's roughly like, I've always found it's always between like 30 to 100 light years to jump between systems. My systems were 76,000 light years away.
Whoa.
Jesus.
So I did the math. It would take me an average of 655 warp jumps to get from his area to mine.
That's fucking crazy.
And the whole time,
600?
yeah, 655 warp jumps. And I think, did we do one when we played with you?
Yes, we did a couple.
Yeah. So I'd have to do 655 of those just to get from his planets to mine. The entire way, I'd be discovering more planets. That's how it.
Wow.
That's how big
It's like
that
the
game
entire
can be.
fucking universe.
Right, seriously.
Well, it's one galaxy. I mean, galaxies are massive. You think about, I think what's so neat about this game, what for people, and I imagine everyone in here is infatuated with just this idea of space travel. Look at our own solar system. I mean, how little we know about our own galaxy. You know, I mean, it takes forever. I mean, we got a planet, Mars is the next planet over, and with the current technology, would take us years to get there.
Yep.
One planet over. And in this game, you can get to another planet in a little ship in a minute. You know?
It would take, it took 10 years for a spacecraft to get to Pluto.
So it's awesome, man. It is every time I play that game, I find something new, I discover something new. And the story, the great thing about the story too is it does leave a lot to your imagination, and you can do as much or as little as you want, and it's totally fine. Like, you don't even have to play the story if you don't want to, you know?
Yep.
So it's great, man. Every time I play it, I want to play it more. I'm actually kind of sad that I don't have as much time to play it as I wish I could.
Jimmy, have you found any other players' discoveries?
I have not. I have only like, today was the first time I actually played with other people in the game, but I've never found any other players' discoveries or anything yet, or been around. I also usually, too, because I'm afraid of griefers, I usually turn network play off just because I don't want to, you know, I don't know if that affects it or not, where I would think it doesn't. Like, if someone had already discovered it, I would think I would be able to tell that even if network play was off.
I think the only thing is, like, if somebody discovered a planet and then, like, named it and did all that stuff, it just wouldn't get updated on your side.
Oh, okay.
But you would still see it as undiscovered. I didn't even know you could turn it off.
Yeah. You and I mainly because too I don't want people to come in my game and start wrecking my base. I've read some stories about people doing shit like that.
You really made it No Man's Sky.
I did. I'm playing No Man's Sky.
What about the women?
Oh,
What?
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Ninja taught me that women don't matter, so.
Oh. God.
Sorry, I had to throw that out there. I had to. That's not actually what Ninja did. That was me. The joke, context.
Yes.
It's gonna get clipped and sent to fucking somebody somewhere.
Yeah, some fucking asshole author will publish it as a critique.
Yep. Probably from Polygon, because that's what they do best.
Stupid motherfuckers.
Clickbait.
Like that. I know we're not touching on it tonight, but Jesus, that's just like let's not even call it drama, because it's not. It's over fucking analyzed, but
it's infatuated drama.
It's
It's
just
manufactured
Yeah,
It's
manufactured rage.
Freaking BS. So that's all it is.
But it really made me step back for a second and think about like
A lot.
how much of this bullshit that we see on the internet is just, it's all manufactured. Everything's manufactured. I saw something today that said this is radical, and it was a list that somebody had posted on Twitter, and it was basically like, you take responsibility for yourself. You know, don't care about what other people think of you. You know, you're at the helm of your own ship, yada, yada, yada. It's all like blatantly obvious common sense shit. But at the end of the day,
radical.
telling people that they're responsible for their own well-being is a radical fucking way to think.
For some, yes.
For every single young person out there.
Yeah.
I'll only ask one question in sort of regards to this topic. Do you think it is possible to 100% not give a shit about what anybody thinks if you're a streamer?
No.
Oh.
I mean, it depends on what your level of success wants, what your goals are.
All sex.
You
We
said
love all sex. All levels of sex, all the same.
All the six.
Freudian.
I think it depends on how high up the rungs you want to go. I mean, at the end of the fucking day, people, at least in my mind, in my way of thinking when it comes to streaming, has been always, I don't want anybody watching me because of the character I am. I want people watching me because of the person I am.
Yes.
So if I'm being 100% honest all the time and I'm transparent about everything, every decision I make and everything like that, if you don't respect that, then fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you.
Yep.
Like, at the end of the day, people on a, 5 to 10 viewer level, maybe, even higher than that, you have to be brutally honest with yourself first. You have to be able to fucking dictate in your own mind what is public information, what isn't public information, and then you go from there. I mean, at the end of the day, the fact that somebody who's on top had the balls to be that transparent, knowing that he was going to catch flack, I mean, of course nowadays he was going to catch flack.
Yep. Can you imagine if he broadcasted if he liked pineapple on pizza or not? The fucking world would explode.
Hot dog's not a sandwich.
I mean, is there anybody else who has more of a social media reach than him, other than Kim Kardashian?
There's definitely people that do, but as far as in this realm, fuck no. He grew like 8 million followers or some bullshit on Instagram in like 2 months. Just from randomly posting clips he took directly off, he downloaded from Twitch, and he put the clips on fucking Instagram. I mean,
I saw a statistic that said he had more. It was either social interactions or social impressions on Twitter than LeBron the fucking James. He had more social media impressions than any superstar athlete on the planet.
yeah.
I see that.
I mean, the dude fucking... I think he's getting ready to hit a wall, though, man.
At some point, you have to.
All these events he's been doing has been killing him on Twitch.
Do you...
14,000 viewers on a rerun is fucking insane.
Yeah, when you're topping out live streamers with your reruns.
Yeah, when you're still like the 5th highest watched stream and it's fucking repeat from 2 days ago, you're still doing okay, but...
Second random question that sort of involves the subject, and I'll call it that. What do you think his favorite sex position is?
Hot Carl.
What the fuck is a hot Carl? Does that deal with poopy?
I think it does. Let me hang on a second, and I can give me 1 second. I'm gonna throw this up here for you. Hang on.
Yeah.
One sec. Okay, can I have permission to post a link, please?
You're a sub. Silly
Probably
slut.
not.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Inappropriate.
There's the Urban Dictionary definition for the hot Carl.
Would you like to read this out loud?
Sure. Mostly everyone is wrong. A hot Carl is the act of putting saran over the face, saran wrap, and taking a dump on it. Anal to oral is called a rusty trombone. Dumping on the chest is a Cleveland steamer. And anal to tit fucking is a chili dog. If you have the squirts and can attain maximum heat and force, a hole through the saran and onto the skin mouth, and you're awarded extra points. Carl would be proud. Hot Carl.
I've never heard of a chili dog before.
A chili dog.
Oh my god.
You're welcome. You're welcome for me, guys. I know you just got that image in your head right now. You're welcome.
Well, what I will say is that if Ninja has a strong enough relationship to where his wife will let him hot Carl on her face, absolutely I would not want to jeopardize that in any way, shape, or form.
Oh my god.
Chili dog. I hadn't heard that one either, man.
We're gonna leave that shit. We're gonna leave it at hot Carl, and the backup move, if they don't have saran wrap, is the chili dog.
Yeah.
Ninja, you're welcome. So Salty, I want to know how you knew about the hot Carl.
I had a fucked up upbringing. And a lot of people. I had a lot of friends. I had a lot of friends that probably wrote those articles on Urban Dictionary.
Okay, fair enough. All right, moving along into the question and answer part of the show. We have taken questions that Chad has submitted throughout the majority of the show, and we are going to answer them now. We will not be taking any more questions, so thank you for all of you guys that have submitted some tonight. This first question comes from Scopes. Anyone interested in Red Dead 2?
Hell yeah, baby. Although I probably won't be playing it until late November. I'm probably not gonna get it on release because I'm not gonna have time to play it right away. So
I'll play it when it comes out on PC.
Same.
Yeah, I still gotta play the first one, so
I'm probably gonna go back and replay the first one before I play this one. So
Thankfully, I played it within like the last year or so it's pretty fresh in my mind, but I thoroughly enjoyed the game.
great game.
This question comes from Arbor. Whiskey straight or on the rocks?
On the rocks.
Leave it in the bottle.
on the rocks.
I've been trying to.
I ain't got no fucking pride, man. Fuck that shit. That stuff tastes like ass.
Yes, it does.
It takes time, and you got to find the right whiskey.
I've been trying really hard, all right? I've gotten to half of this bottle down. I put some down tonight. It's hard, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it.
It helps if you find a type that you really like, but if you're just randomly selecting bottles, you're never gonna do that. You gotta find a friend who actually knows what the hell they're talking about.
I had. It was after the night I got shit-faced here. I ran out of beer entirely because all I had left was the shit that was in the fridge in my other garage, and I drank it all that one night. So all I had left was a bottle of, I thought my cousin gave it to me. He said it was decent bourbon. I don't fucking know shit about that stuff. I can't drink it. I was like, fuck it. I'll just take a shot or two instead of drinking. No.
Well, and they actually, that grocery store that you took me to that was really nice, that had that huge liquor selection, Knackers, they did have a bottle there of my favorite single malt Irish whiskey. It's kind of pricey. It's usually about $60 a bottle. I mean, that's like mid-grade whiskey, though, really.
Right.
But it's called Green Spot. And if you take some of that, about 3 or 4 ice cubes, man, it is, you would like that.
Okay.
So if you want to get it, you got to get a good bottle. And the cheap stuff, unless you're used to drinking whiskey, it's never going to taste good. When you get used to drinking something that's really good, then you could probably have some of the cheap stuff, and it's not going to be as harsh. So that's starting on the good stuff is way better, way easier to get into drinking whiskey than starting on crap.
Yeah, that's how I was with tequila.
The Black Label
How's that wine treating you there, bud?
Bro, it's ever since I took that whiskey, my chest is on fire, my eyes are sweaty, and like part of my face is numb. And I'm starting to lose my ability to talk. But the Johnny Walker Black Label is the best tasting that I've had so far. And I think that pint was like $30. So I'd imagine the bottle is probably anywhere from 50 to 70. And
it goes way up when you go blue.
Yeah. The blue label was 260 for a fifth of it.
Yep.
But it's just, I'm having a hard time. I'm going to try and muscle through it. But we'll see what happens.
I just don't drink liquor. I drink a shitload of beer.
Your taste buds change every so many years. When I was in my late 20s and early 30s, it wasn't until recently, like the last couple of years, that I actually enjoyed whiskey. So it may there's a reason why people that are younger generally don't drink those drinks. And I think a lot of it has to do with the way your taste buds go. So, just don't stress it, dude. Just drink what you like, and then someday you may end up liking whiskey. You don't have to drink it.
But I feel like I'm missing out. I'm missing out on a palate that could give me orgasms I've never dreamed of before.
I mean, I would just, if there's no sense, it's too expensive to buy stuff that you're not really going to enjoy. Buy what you like, and then someday, when your taste buds are ready for it, then get it. So if you taste it and it's hard to get down, what's the point,
Yeah.
Force it.
I ain't out here trying to impress nobody. That's why I'm drinking these blue bullets right here.
All right, next question comes from Mass Cruz. Are any of you playing the new WoW expansion that releases this week?
I have never, ever bought a Blizzard game in my life.
Wow.
Interesting. No is my answer, but I've kind of addressed this on previous podcasts. Not because I think WoW is shit. I know a lot of people love it. I'm not an MMO guy because of a huge amount of time it takes to play that, and there's too many games for me to play, so I can't sink my time. The closest I get to playing an MMO is like an open world game like No Man's Sky. That's about as close as I can get to an actual MMO. So, not shitting on it. I'm not an MMO guy.
Okay.
I haven't been tempted to. I played a bunch of WoW. One of my friends who hasn't played video games in a long time just picked up WoW again. So it's been getting me very tempted to play it, but I'm trying to hold back because I really don't want to pay a monthly subscription for a game again. That just hurts me, especially because they charge you in US dollars and I got to convert that. So
damn.
Not always the same amount every month.
Right. Someday. Not on release for me. This one comes from Loopholes. Would you like an option for sub gifting to be able to gift people longer than a month? Example, gift someone a sub to a channel for an entire year.
Yeah, I think a lot of options. I think this is going to open the door for a lot of stuff. Like, I think if they get it right with what they have now, then it really wouldn't take shit to say, you see Knackers in a chat and I want to give Knackers 10-month subs or whatever. That would be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome to say you could gift someone a sub. Because, I mean, it's no different than gifting a dozen people a gift sub to gifting one person a year subscription to your channel,
Right.
So,
or just make gift certificates available. I don't understand why they haven't done that with bits and shit anyways.
Or
like make it so I can give away, I can give 42 500 bits. So he can use it however the fuck he wants it. Or I can give a gifted sub that's general to somebody, and then they can use that gifted sub however they want to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a million different possibilities. They just need to zero in on it and not make it look like a cash grab.
Agreed. I definitely would love to see that. I actually thought that it would. Oh, God.
What?
I almost just alerted emergency services on my watch because oopsies. It was either that or I couldn't see it. usually if you're holding down a button on your watch, it vibrates.
Yeah.
Which means you're about to call emergency services. Is either that or something else.
Leroy.
If only I wasn't holding a fat puss. I thought it was an option already, but it ended up not being. So yes, I would very much like to see that for sure. Mass Cruz for our final question asks, be honest, have you ever griefed someone online?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was at one point. I wasn't staff and or mods on servers. There used to be video evidence on my YouTube channel of me griefing people.
Oh,
when I first met Knackers, well, it was before I had even met Knackers. I might have met 42 by then. Altus Life, that was just Grief City.
Yep.
I literally would just fly helicopters because I grinded the fuck out of that game. So I would just buy the best shit in the server and just land on top of people's cars and like people that were just starting, just crush them. Who gives a shit?
I used to play a game called, and this was back in the 90s, like the late 90s. I played a game called X-Wing versus TIE Fighter on PC.
Yeah.
That was a LucasArts game. It was like the first online, it was over dial-up, you know? I mean, and you could play people online and do missions like X-Wing TIE Fighter. Well, if my team or whoever was like sucking balls, then I would just go kamikaze on their ass and just ram my ship into theirs, you know, because I would get pissed off. Because I used to play the shit out of the game. I was actually really, really good, really good. I know it's hard for some of you to believe that I was actually good at a game, but yes, I was good at that game.
I played you in Street Fighter, so
there's a few games I'm pretty good at. That was one of them, and I would just get pissed if your team sucked and they weren't doing anything. I would just like, fuck it, I'm going kamikaze, man. So that was my first griefing, I think, experience online.
My only real memorable griefing experience was Battlefield 1942, and throwing dynamite sticks onto the boats that you drop off the aircraft carriers, and then looking over your teammates and they look down at it and you're just like, yeah, no, it's safe, and then they just zoom away and then you just
gotcha, bitch.
Oh, you ass.
That was the worst.
Oh,
all right, motherfuckers, that is going to call it for this podcast. Before we get up and get out of here, we're going to go around the room one final time and have everybody give you their social media. So if you choose to follow them, you can. So, SaltySam, we'll start with you, man.
My name is SaltySam. You can find me on Twitch at TheSaltySam, Twitter at TheSaltySam, and Salty All Day on Instagram. And you can look for me in the near future on Twitch.
My name is Jimmy, aka MiddleAgedStream. You can find me on Twitch and Instagram at MiddleAgedStream, MiddleAgedStream on Twitter, and male DNA farmer at Grindr.com.
DNA farmer? Grindr?
That's a joke. Maybe.
I did not say that.
I'm MrFortyTwo. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitch at MrFortyTwo. Also on Twitter at MrFortyTwoTV, and also on frequency 42.0 on your radios. That's what my mic sounds like.
My name is Knackers. You guys can find me on this very channel, or you can find me on Instagram at Twitter at Knackers with 3 A's. Would like to give a huge shout out to my fellow guests here for joining me on this episode of the podcast. Had a blast. It was great to have the full crew back. I actually have 2 Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast planned in the next 7 days. At some time tomorrow, there is going to be a special edition of the podcast where I'm going to have some grills on, and we are going to tackle this ninja is apparently a sexist drama topic.
You got Bear Grylls to come on the show?
All grills all day, Jimbo.
YLLS.
George Foreman.
Oh, they're all grills named George, apparently. But no, there is going to be there's going to be a podcast tomorrow night, and I'm going to have a couple women on. I'm going to have another man on because I want to get some contrasting opinions about all of the kind of controversy surrounding the topic. I didn't really want to talk on it tonight, but there are certain topics that I do want to touch on, and none of them involve whether we think Ninja is a sexist or not. But the act of streaming online and streaming with people of the opposite sex, and if it compares to working with people of the opposite sex in a general office workplace. And I think there's a couple important topics that we can hit to where we can make it a constructive conversation. Yeah. On top of that, next Sunday, I have a 1v1 podcast scheduled with Ashney Christ. She is somebody who used to stream on Twitch and took a long break and has just come back to Twitch. Her new passion is being a stream coach and helping people pursue their dreams, learning how to stream. She has a lot of amazing content, someone I've been following for quite some time now. So next Sunday will be a very, very great podcast. I'm super excited. But as far as the free-for-all episodes go, we will see you guys in 2 weeks for episode 69 of the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. Thank you guys all so much.
69, baby.
That did not even register in my brain when I say, what is happening to me?
Oh, you're mature now.
God damn, am I becoming a pro streamer?
I'm not.
No, it's just midnight and you're drunk.
Thought I was. Speed, if you launch Monster Hunter World one more fucking time, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, it's not his fault, Knackers. It's a glitch.
I know, but god damn.
Dude, I'm ready to message him and be like, I'm just gonna unadd you as a friend on Steam until you're done playing that game. Holy shit.
When I was streaming the other day, I hit him up on stream. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing over there?
I was playing with Kalnohe, and right before you fucking messaged him on Steam about it, I was telling Kalnohe that I was about to message him, and then I saw you do it, and I was like, never mind. Doing it right now, aren't you?
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the podcast. We hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.
See you later.
Thanks, dudes. Had a blast. See y'all later. Adios.
I forgot how to do all this.
Hashtag Crow Streamer.